Welcome to the little creek that I've been finding a whole lot of gold on recently. This creek has provided a lot of coarse chunky gold mixed with a lot of very fine ore gold, which is a little bit unusual, but I'm happy for it. All of the pieces of ore gold are coming out from these pieces of quartz that are stacked up on the bank here. Over time, floods have washed them in and started to degrade those pieces of quartz, allowing them to break up and release the really fine gold that's trapped within them, sometimes even with little specimens. And the nuggety pieces are coming from the gravels that were left over from the hydraulic mining operations that were dotted all along this creek. Today I just released the pancake pan up on my website, and I thought I'd come out to a spot that I've almost finished working, and I'm going to finish it off by yabby pumping the bed and processing it with my little pan. I want to do this in sort of a continuous shot video. There will be edits and cuts along the way, so you won't have to sit through the tedium of everything to do with gold prospecting. But basically I'm going to strap you to my head. That's right, you're going to be sitting up here, and we're going to process the dirt together. And for that reason, it is definitely going to be a more subdued video. So if you're feeling like a bit of high-paced energy video, maybe jump over to Pioneer Paulie's channel and check that out. Whereas here we're going to be doing relaxation. Right, hopefully you can see these angles. We're going to be using the yabby pump today. I've got two buckets, one to sit on and one to process from, and what we're aiming to do is process the bedrock here. There is a lot of gravel sitting on top of the bedrock at the moment, which absolutely contains a lot of gold. I pulled a couple of grams of gold out of just this section here, and so I'm thinking the pay streak's going to continue this way. But it gets really rocky, not just with these kind of rocks, but with the bedrock itself. And so we're gonna get these big rocks out of the way. Now I have metal detected this whole area too, so it's highly unlikely that I've missed any kind of major specimens up in these rocks. There's obviously a chance, there's always a chance, that there's going to be something hiding deeper out of the range of the metal detector, but I'll come back and check it at a later date, make sure that I didn't throw anything really cool away. Gold prospecting is certainly not a fast game. You've got to be meticulous and tedious with all of your operations, because the things that make doing this worthwhile are the creamy nuggety bits that are usually hiding real deep and tucked away in bedrock and clay, and that's the slow part to work. Getting the gravel off the top's the easy bit. Oh, it feels like there's actually a crevice just here. Right here, it feels like there's a crevice. Wait for the water to clear a little bit. I can see it here. It wraps around the back of this rock. That's bedrock right there. Oh. And then it comes up here, and there's another hole just there. I think this is, oh, I got to clear that, but I think this is going to be good. I don't think I'm going to need my rock to weigh that down at the moment. So I have to clear the top of this section off. I really want to hit that crevice first. Now yabby pumps, these in Australia are used for fishing. They're used to suck crayfish out of their burrows. And in Australia you can buy stainless steel ones of these at all different lengths, but both myself and Gadsy have tutorials on our YouTube channels explaining how to make these out of PVC pipe and tape. They're really easy to repair. This one hasn't been retaped in over 12 months. So you can see there's a little crack just here. I just taped the end of it and it's still going a year on. So they're very, very durable even when they're made out of the most basic materials. And what they allow you to do is suck the last of the gravel up off the bedrock. You see, the best gold is always on the bedrock. Always. Especially in creeks like this where it's very hard to access and it hasn't been touched for a long time. The gold has been accumulating for that period of time, and it will only sink to the bedrock. It will sink into the bedrock a little bit, especially in this area where the creek base is made up of a sandstone. But for the most part, once it reaches the bedrock, within a couple of inches, most of your gold is going to accumulate. And you're going to end up in a situation where you can really get some good takes if you're able to use a hand dredge like this, or a real dredge, which we can't here in Australia. Because a shovel can't get into these nooks and crannies. Hopefully the GoPro's picking it up, but there's a whole lot of little dips and crevices just there. Is that a piece of gold? I bet it's yellow clay. Yeah, yellow clay. But there's all these dips and crevices and little pockets that your shovel's never going to be able to dip down into. But this just sucks the gravel straight out of them. And so you end up getting the best gold with your yabby pump because it's able to clean the bedrock properly. There's a really nice crevice just here. I don't know if I've got my crevice hook in my bag. I should have brought that along. It's okay. I might be able to get a stick in there and just scratch it out. I think it'll be worth it because it's real deep, super deep. So this, what I've just done, was where I finished up last week. And so it's kind of been touched on a little bit. See, I reckon there's a pocket just here too. Oh, there is. Oh, okay, that's really good. Ugh. Okay, so I've emptied the crevice that runs here. And I don't know, I don't think I did this side of it last week when I finished up. So we'll just quickly grab this stuff. There's not much there. Yeah, looks pretty good. Now, there's more gold on this side of the creek than there is on this side of the creek, and that's because of this tree. This tree fell over at some point, and down here, there's where the soil would have been pushed into the creek. When a flood's come through, it's reconcentrated all the gold that was in this soil into a line on this edge. So you get a little bit over here, but most of it spread out onto this side. And so I kind of left this side alone only because of that. I didn't work it nearly as much, should I say. I didn't leave it alone. Yeah, so this is really dirty, silty dirt on this side. So it's going to cloud the creek up. The trick with that is just to hit as many areas as you can to disturb that silt so that when it does clear and you have to suck up what you've missed, you don't re-agitate that silt. It saves you kind of doing it twice. I've only got half a bucket, but I think we'll process that. Half buckets are a little bit lighter. Oh, not even. There we go. What, maybe a third of a bucket? Now we don't want to silt the water up. And we need my blue circle. So we need this and this. Now in here is a little bit of gold that I got from a spot down there that I will finish another day. It's not heaps, but there's enough there to make me interested. So we've got some real fine stuff just here. This is typical of that ore gold that I was talking about. Let's go down here. I've got a spot that I'm processing from. Set me bucket up, me seat. Oh, it helps if you grab your stuff out of it before you try and set it up, Chris. Make your seat nice and wet so you get a juicy behind. Okay. Now, this little pan actually works pretty dang fast. It's not designed for prospecting. I wouldn't walk a creek with this and then use it to test pan. Once you've found your spot with a regular pan though, it works different, right? You want to put on about enough dirt to cover the center ring to a couple of inches high. And you just put it under and you shake. And then you can just keep loading it. And the thing is, because you never tip the pan, because you never ever tip the pan in any direction, the gold only has a choice of going straight down. And the shaking in circles ensures that everything spins inside the concentric rings. And the thing is that the riffle is walled so that it comes up towards the center. The gold can never go that way. It's always forced back into the middle. As long as you don't overload it, so if you filled the entire dish up, you would lose gold. But if you just put a little, like you just put a full scoop on dead in the center, when you shake it, by the time the dirt reaches the edge, all the gold's sunk to the bottom. And in my testing, it's about 98% effective. And this size pan, which is quite small, is as fast as a Garrett Super Sluice, less a little bit. It depends on how fast you're able to get the dirt into the pan. But you can see, it sheds straight off. Put it under, shake, circle, done. And so if you do continuous feeding, it's very quick. The biggest problem I've got right now is I got Eminem's new song stuck in my head. And I'm a massive Eminem fan, so that's not a problem. But I don't know all the words and I keep just saying abracadabra. Which, if I'm being honest, that's the annoying part. I need to learn more words. Bucket's almost done. Making a bit of a pig's ass out of scooping that dirt out, aren't I? Anyway. Well, there we go. That's that. Bucket's pretty well done. Yeah. Might be a little bit left in there. We'll just tip it on. You can tip onto this pan. You just want to use a little bit less water than you normally would. Sort of let it come out as a slurry more than as a liquid. Tight little circles. We're going to check the big rocks. Really don't think any of these are going to be specimens, but you never freaking know. And so that whole bucket has been reduced down to this. There's actually a piece of gold sitting right there. Hopefully you'll be able to see that on the GoPro. I'll zoom in a little bit. Now, what I learned with this is that if you hold it flat, put it in the current, and then just make little circles, all the lights fall off. And when I've done the tailings into a test pan, I've never found anything fall off as long as you keep it level. It is possible, like all gold pans, to use too much force or too much water and then shed everything off. And we want everything in the center, so we put it deeper. Now, I don't think we're going to see much out of that because that was where I finished up last week. Oh no, there's actually some okay pieces of gold in that. All them. That's not bad at all. Hell yeah. All right. Now, I will put a close-up camera on this at the very end so that you can see all the golds properly. But I think our really good gold for this session is going to come out of just here. So that's what we're going to do next. Put all this in the Garrett pan. I collect all these concentrates. This is all going in the slobber bags on my website, the unsearched pay dirt. So this is just me getting cons for it at the moment. That's how I do it. All right. There was a really good drop off just there. I reckon that is where it's going to be at. Move it a little closer. There's a really good hole just here. Oh wow. It's a bedrock drop off just there. Unreal. Alright, so let's just move this to this side of the creek. Give it a second. I'm going to clean this up. Just here. That's what else happened. A lot of people stress about losing gold out of a yabby pump, but when you watch them in slow motion, you see the water fall out first and then the dirt comes after. So you don't really have to worry too much. You might lose it if you're not quick enough, or you know, your yabby pump doesn't have good suction on it if the valve is wearing out or something like that. But in all the tests that I've done over the years, it's not worth worrying about. It's like the bedrock here is actually crumbling apart, which is perfect, because what happens is this creek sometimes dries out. When that happens, all the bedrock fractures and opens up like that. It's just coming apart, and when it does that, it allows gravels to fall into it. And because the best gold's on the bedrock and the gravels are falling into it, sometimes the gold falls into these cracks, and unless you break them up, it doesn't come out. That'd be worth breaking up with a shovel. Let's just clear it first. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This was stuck down into the bedrock, not into a gravel layer, into the bedrock itself. That is exactly what we hope for here. That's the gravel permeating the bedrock. It indicates that there's a drop off, a hole, a soft spot, something that could very potentially produce a lot of gold. I'm definitely gonna have to hit all of those with a metal detector later. Oh yeah, there's a big trench right here. It's on the wrong side of the bloody creek for where the gold was, but if it was funneling this way, because this is technically the inside bend after that point, so if it funneled this way, maybe it dropped off. Oh yeah, we got more this time. Way more dirt. Bucket seat. Prevents old man back. And at this point, also old man knee. Old man knee's a real problem at the moment. Probably start off with 2. A lot of bigger rock in this. Yeah, a lot more big rock in this, not as much, not nearly as much in the way of that silty clay-based stuff. A little bit concerning, because it means that there's higher velocity water shedding away all the dirt across the top of it, probably why there was more clear bedrock there. It's good in terms of indicating that there could be really big pieces of gold there, because high velocity water, only the big pieces are going to stop. Well, that's a little bit better. Okay, so there's obviously different parts, because the deeper I go, the more dirt I am getting. I like to stop and have a look sometimes. Part of the fun of prospecting, right? Oh yeah, I see gold. Yeah, we got gold. Okay, cool. Cool. Let the flow take it. I can see chunks. Oh, I can see a big chunk in there. Wow, a big chunk for my area. Oh yeah. Huh. Oh. It's right there. Look at that. Oh, you'll be able to see that on the GoPro for sure. That's a good bit. I've got another piece of my thumb too. That's a real good bit. That's what we're after. And like some of these are going into the slobber bags, right? Like someone's going to walk away with some of these pieces. There's real big flakes all through this. That's great. Yeah. Cool. All right, that is good. That is very good. Oh, there's actually a lot of fine gold in there. Wow. Oh yeah, see there's like a whole mound of gravel and broken bedrock just here. So that mound was surrounded by quartz rock. Quartz isn't that dense, so if you're getting a big accumulation of it, it means the velocity dropped off quite significantly. And if you're getting that where you know the fast water ran, like across the top of scoured bedrock like here, you know that particular section is high friction, and there's probably going to be some gold. Alright, let's try this way. A lot more decayed bedrock in this. A lot. Decayed bedrock's where our nuggets are going to be. Well, if they're here, that's where they'll be. Trying to get through some of these bigger rocks. You don't have to classify with this pan either, but obviously classification makes everything easier, everything quicker. Scooping big rocks out's really annoying. I don't like doing it. but I also don't really like classifying, even though some of the tools I've now got, like Matt's classifier for the buckets, are really efficient. I just don't enjoy classifying as much as I like panning. All right, moment of truth. Oh yeah, yep, coarse gold once again. Lots of it for a quarter, well not even, well a third of a bucket, quarter of a bucket, something like that. Heaps and heaps of pieces. Hopefully they stand out of the GoPro. I've got a really nice piece of wire gold just there. I say wire gold, it's probably a piece of gold that's just been flattened, but nonetheless, that is neat. Now hopefully, we'll be able to see the gold through that. Oh yeah, we've got gold all over the back. Rolly, rolly. Yep. Oh yeah, that's probably, I wouldn't say it's the best pan because we did get that little nuggety bit, but hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. There's quite a bit of very fine gold in that. All right, slobber bag concentrates. I mean, the sun is gone, so I'm gonna have to make tracks, but let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, there's some all right gold in that. There is some okay gold. What I'll do is I'll just quickly get a bit of video footage for this. That way you guys will be able to see exactly what I'm seeing. Lots of fine gold. There's going to be more than that in here. Again, my slobber bags are unsearched. Look at the size of that big bit. That's a nice little, I'm going to call it a puglet. All of this just goes straight in slobber bags. There's a lot of specimens on this creek too, so it's worth crushing the quartz, because the quartz here tends to hold a little bit of gold. So does the ironstone, and you normally won't see the ironstone gold. It'll hide nice and deep. Not 100% sure how much is there, but hey, at the end of the day, this is prospecting and there's definitely more gold over there.